Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Your Pleasure Incorporated into Daily Living. I'm your host, Ellen Nicholas Rathbone, life coach, sensuality consultant, sex educator, and female. Tonight's program is on the female place in this world and its necessity, and how it's not just about how long your hair is, what kind of makeup you wear, whether you got implants, whether you wear dresses. It's not about any of that. Being a female, let's start from the beginning. When we are in utero, every single one of us starts off as a female. All of us have both of those XX chromosomes. At one point in time, the Y chromosome kicks in, say about the 5th week of gestation, and the baby in utero becomes a male. But we all start off as female. The last semblance of femininity in males is their nipples. Nobody can explain, why do males have nipples when there's no function for them at all? Well, they are an erogenous zone, so they can always be used for that, but that's just pleasure. It's not a functional organ on the body, where for women, they are part of the mammary gland and where a baby gets his sustenance. So right there, we all start off as female and either becomes male or remains female. Another thing that is really important to remember is that females are half the population. I don't understand how some men now want to become females. I think it's mostly because they're very insecure about their abilities as males. And so to win, to stroke their egos, to feel as if they are at the top of their game, they want to compete with other females. Well, it doesn't matter if you want to compete or if you identify as female, you're not. You have a penis, you are not a female. You have testicles, you are not a female. You have no uterus, you are not a female. So you can identify from here until tomorrow and pretty much say whatever you want to say, but please do not expect the rest of us to share in your delusion, because that's exactly what it is. It's a delusion. Maybe you want to be a female again because, hey, females are easier for you to compete with, but you're not a female. And these people who are looking for validation as females are really undermining the entire sex. They are trying to say that it's really a very superficial thing. All you have to do is just put makeup on and a dress, tuck your stuff under, and pose in feminine ways, and that makes you female. It doesn't. Okay? You can never bear a child, you can never breastfeed a child. And, another thing about being a female that men can never, ever do, when we are again in utero, the part of our brain that develops first is the right part of your brain. That's the intuitive, knowing part of your brain. And so that develops faster than the left part of your brain. So we are actually spiritual beings. Not that men cannot be spiritual beings, but women are much more in tune with their intuitive knowing. And unlike men, a lot of times women trust their intuitive knowing. They just know. They have a gut feeling and they trust it. Men, on the other hand, are very left-brained individuals. Not saying that they haven't the capacity to use their right brain, but a lot of them have been taught not to trust their intuition, not to trust their gut, that those are feminine qualities that make you weak. Well, if you can use both parts of your brain to make it through this world to accomplish the things that you want to accomplish, good for you. And if you are stuck in your left brain and you only think that you have to figure it all out, and that if you can't figure it out, that you're going nowhere fast, well, that's unfortunate, because there's always help. But if you don't believe that there's always help, if you feel like it's only you and you have to do it all, then you're going to always be worried, and you're always going to have anxiety, and you're always going to be concerned with being good enough. Women just take the world as it comes to them, and we are receivers, and we are able to amplify whatever you give to us. And we do that because we're nurturers too. It takes about 9 months, sometimes less, to grow a human being into our bodies. That's a lot of effort. We don't not only give that growing child our body to incubate in, but we give it of our blood, we give it of our bones, we give it everything that we've got so that it can grow. Men can't do that. They cannot do that. They might want to do that, but they can't do that. And maybe they're jealous of that, but they have other things going for them. Men and women are both necessary. Without men, this world would not have all the wonderful structures that it has. And men are great at creating things. They can't create a life inside of them, so they use their artistic creativity to create other things. And the things that they have created are phenomenal for the most part. But there is a limit to that. If there is no respect for the earth, which is our mother, and if we constantly are taking and not, with respect, living a life where we realize that our part of this is in service to each other, then we're doomed as a species. Because women they're strong, and we want to love, and we want to help the world grow. But the reason that men are in charge is because they're stronger. They're physically stronger, and they bullied their way into positions of power from the before time, when they convinced women that God himself must be a male, and so the devil too must be a male. And since men are strong, they are the only ones able to fight the devil. So, back in the day, one of the first civilizations, the women were in charge, and they were in charge because we're nurturers. We believe in education. We believe in an entire family is going to help raise a child. It's not just a mother or just a father. It's a village of people, and everyone is helping. It is the spirit of cooperation. I think one of the reasons that it's a problem today is because we're such a competitive society. Everybody wants to be on top. Everybody wants to be the best. Everybody wants to win the prize. Everybody wants to be seen as, the top of their game. If we could just learn how to get along and realize that we are all made out of the same energy, and that we've incarnated as individuals, whether male or female, we have our place on this planet. And if we could just work in peace together to bring out the best from each sex, the male bringing his best and the female bringing her best, this world would be a whole lot better. So whatever sex you were born into, whether you're gay or straight, whether you're trans or bisexual, be happy with who you are. And remember something, which I know a lot of people are going to give me a lot of flack about this. Before you incarnated, you decided what you wanted to be. You said, this time I'm going to go down there and I'm going to be a female. This time I'm going to go down there and I'm going to be a male. So it's kind of unfair and sort of a slap in the face to the creator itself to say, well, no, I don't want to be a male or I don't want to be a female. I'm going to change my mind. Creator loves you regardless, but, don't give your life to the pharmaceutical industry. They are not your savior. They will not protect you. They will milk you for everything they possibly can. You will not be over your depression if you decide to transition into another sex. And it's not going to be a happy time. Learn to love yourself for how you are, for who you are, and to capitalize on your gifts to share with the rest of the world. Because really, right now, you are enough. And you should learn to love yourself, be grateful for what you have, and be open to all of the serendipitous events that happen in your life. Be open-minded to see the gifts and then be able to move forward with them, because that's part of being human, is being open to the will of heaven. We're all part of it. It's just that women are a little bit more intuitive about it because we have that right side of our brain going and we trust it. And you can too, whether you're male or female or someplace in the middle. I hope you have found this a little bit interesting. Please share this program with your friends. I am a life coach. If you feel like you need help and you would like to talk with me more, you can see my email address is scrolling along the bottom, ypi69@hotmail.com. It would be more than my pleasure to speak with you if you need to talk. Thank you so much for joining me tonight, and I'll see you again next week for another episode of Your Pleasure Incorporated into Daily Living. Love you all and love yourself. Bye for now.